A dangerous and potentially explosive severe weather outbreak is rapidly taking shape across the United States, and millions of Americans could soon find themselves directly in the path of violent storms over the next 7 days. In today's forecast, we're tracking the powerful atmospheric pattern driving this outbreak, the massive surge of Gulf moisture fueling the storms, and the regions now facing the highest risk for destructive supercells and potentially violent tornadoes. The atmosphere is undergoing a major transformation right now, and that shift is setting the stage for what could become one of the most active stretches of severe weather so far this season. The biggest warning sign is unfolding high above us in the jet stream pattern. A relentless train of powerful disturbances is now crashing in from the western United States, wave after wave of atmospheric energy preparing to ignite storms across the plains and Midwest. At the moment, parts of the eastern United States are still relatively quiet thanks to a large trough and sinking air that has temporarily suppressed storm development. That's why many areas are currently seeing calmer weather, sunshine, and higher pressure. But that calm is about to end. As we head into the weekend, the entire upper-level pattern begins to snap into a far more dangerous configuration. Strong winds roaring out of the west will slam into the Rockies and spread across the plains, while the jet stream begins separating overhead. This creates a massive zone of atmospheric lift, essentially opening the door for explosive thunderstorm development across the heart of the country. Right now, the biggest concern zone appears to stretch from the Dakotas into Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, and surrounding parts of the northern plains. But this will not be a one-day event. The setup supports multiple rounds of severe weather as new waves of energy continue ejecting across the country day after day. By Monday, the severe weather threat could expand even farther south and east into Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, and additional portions of the Midwest. The atmosphere is becoming increasingly loaded with energy, and every new disturbance moving overhead may act like a spark hitting gasoline. Another major signal showing just how dangerous this pattern is becoming can be seen in the vorticity fields, areas of spinning atmospheric energy that often signal storm development. Meteorologists are watching multiple powerful vortices ejecting into the plains from Saturday through Monday, each capable of producing widespread severe weather. The pattern is becoming extremely active, and there are very few signs of it slowing down anytime soon. But upper-level energy alone does not create dangerous storms. You also need instability, and that ingredient is exploding as well. Strong high pressure parked near the eastern United States is now pumping deep tropical moisture northward out of the Gulf of Mexico. At the same time, additional Pacific and Atlantic moisture streams are feeding into the system, maximizing atmospheric instability across the central United States. Dew points are surging northward, creating a deep reservoir of warm, unstable air that thunderstorms can rapidly feed on. Meteorologists often refer to CAPE values as storm fuel, and those numbers are expected to climb dramatically over the coming days. Thursday may still remain relatively limited in terms of widespread severe weather, but by Saturday, the atmosphere becomes loaded with extreme instability from Missouri and Iowa into Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Illinois. Then Sunday arrives, and this is when the setup could become especially dangerous. Forecast models are showing a massive plume of instability surging straight north from the Gulf into the center of the country. The overlap between extreme instability, strong wind shear, and powerful upper-level energy could create an environment highly favorable for intense supercells and tornado-producing storms. Sunday currently stands out as one of the highest risk days in this entire pattern. The severe weather threat may continue intensifying into Monday as additional waves of energy move overhead. The combination of repeated disturbances, strengthening low-level winds, and abundant storm fuel could support multiple rounds of dangerous thunderstorms capable of producing giant hail, destructive straight-line winds, and strong tornadoes. Future radar projections are already highlighting several high-impact storm days beginning Friday and escalating through the weekend. Areas from St. Louis into the Ohio Valley may see severe storms early on, but the core of the outbreak appears centered over the plains and upper Midwest. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday all currently show signals for widespread severe weather potential. One of the most alarming indicators right now is the projected supercell composite index, a tool meteorologists use to identify regions favorable for rotating thunderstorms. By Sunday, that index becomes maximized across the northern plains, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and nearby states. In some areas, the atmosphere may become highly supportive of long-lived supercells capable of producing tornadoes. And this may not be limited to weak tornadoes either. There is growing concern that some storms within this outbreak could produce strong to potentially violent tornadoes if current atmospheric trends continue. The northern plains currently appear to have the greatest tornado risk, but surrounding regions across the Midwest and Central Plains will also need to closely monitor conditions. Meanwhile, farther east and southeast, strong high pressure may continue locking in above average heat and dry conditions. While this suppresses storm activity across parts of the Carolinas and Southeast for now, it also helps fuel the dangerous moisture transport farther west into the severe weather zone. The bottom line is this: the atmosphere is rapidly becoming primed for a major severe weather outbreak stretching from this weekend into early next week. Multiple rounds of supercells, destructive hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes are all possible as the pattern becomes increasingly volatile across the central United States.